Tell me about a project you made but didn't release many years ago called Mo Friction.
Yeah, I had a feeling you'd be asking me about that one.
Yes.
Yeah, so Mo Friction really was just kind of an experimental band that came out of home cooking breaking up. When we broke up, a few months went by and I was just like, man, you know, I really miss playing with those guys, you know, and at that time the rhythm section was myself, Ryan Bull, John Cornell, and Joe Malone on percussion, and then I had gotten introduced to a keyboard player named Mike Eckroth. He's a real talented guy, and John and Ryan knew him really well. So we're like, you know, why don't we just jam? You know, why don't we get together and just jam and you know, I'll try singing. You know, why not? It's the only thing I haven't tried to do yet. You know, and they're like, cool, yeah, let's just get together and have fun and see what happens, see where it goes. So we started writing collaboratively together. I would bring in some ideas, they would bring in some ideas, and I'd write lyrics and, you know, start trying to work out melodies, and it was cool. It was kind of like having a poker night or something, like, you know, once or twice a week we'd get together and just play and create, and yeah, we just kind of wanted to see where it would go, and we drew on a lot of different influences, you know, jazz and rock and funk and, you know, reggae and all of that stuff, soul and R&B and hip hop and whatever, and we just kind of kept bouncing ideas off of each other. And eventually we got to a point where we had enough songs to play out, so we started playing out, you know, and we would play for some decent crowds, you know, just kind of small, intimate rooms and stuff. And then I was like, all right, well, cool, we got the material, let's start recording it, you know. So like, cool, so we started recording it, and it became a long drawn out process because everybody's schedules started getting off, you know. Like, I remember Mike was working a lot at the time, keyboard player, and I was, at one point I was trying to say, hey, why don't we try to make a gig out of this? Why don't we try to play regularly, like, you know, in Vegas rooms and stuff if we can, you know, and just see what happens. And the guys were like, yeah, you know, it's kind of cooler if we just keep it a once in a while thing, you know. And I was like, oh, all right, that's fine if that's what you want to do. And we recorded the album. It took us a long time for some reason. I just remember it taking a while because of scheduling conflicts. And we finally finished it. And by the time we finished it, everybody started moving. Like John and Ryan wanted to move to New York because they wanted to just kind of see what that scene was like. And even Mike wanted to move up there too. And Joe was busy a lot. He was always working a lot, and he still does. So it just kind of fell apart a little bit, I guess, in that respect, that you know, it didn't really get beyond the level of being able to play out and support an album. So we never really released it because it just didn't really make sense. We weren't going to be able to promote it, you know. Everybody moved. So I would have, you know, I considered releasing it just, you know, just on my own too. But I was just like, well, you know, but still, there's not really an audience. You know, who's really going to buy it except for close people that we knew that knew the band, you know. So obviously, you probably would have.
Yes.
But besides that, it just didn't seem like it made sense to promote, you know, without all of us getting behind it. So, you know, whereas, you know, when I put out my solo albums, you know, it's just under my name, and people are familiar with my name for what I do and the game soundtracks, so it's easy for me to promote that through my channels because I've already got the core base there that's you know, receptive to that.
But there's still a chance to hear the album someday.
someday. Yeah, I'm still in touch with those guys once in a while, so you know, you never know. Maybe one day they'll move back to Vegas and we'll play again.
Because these demos on your site is actually one of the best music that I heard ever.
Oh, thank you. Appreciate that. Yeah. Yeah, it was fun. It was fun to do, you know. It was fun to be able to have the chance to experiment in that way and to test my voice out and see what I would sound like.